Good day, high school students! I am Ma'am Karen, your English teacher for Quarter 1, Week 6 lesson. Before anything else, I would like to congratulate you for having successfully finished your Week 5 lesson for the first quarter. Now, you're about to learn your lesson for Week 6 and I am definitely ready to teach. Now the question is, are you ready to learn? If you are ready, then let's begin! Welcome to your Week 6 lesson in English 8, which is entitled Using a Range of Verbs to Convey Emotional Response or Reaction to an Issue to Persuade. In this lesson, the main idea that we will be dealing with is the use of verbs. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to use a range of verbs to convey an emotional response or reaction to an issue to persuade. Aside from telling and giving the time of the action, state of being, and appearance, verbs can convey an emotional response or reaction depending on how the speaker or writer uses it in the sentence. For you to clearly understand what I'm trying to say, let us compare these two sets of sentences. It is raining today. The rain is piercing the roof today. The medical frontliners stay in the hospital to work every day. The medical frontliners are seemingly living in the hospitals. You might have observed that sentences in column A are simpler compared to the sentences in column B. Unlike the first sentence in column A that simply tells it is raining, the first sentence in column B has more emotional appeal in conveying the message that it is not just a simple rain but a heavy rainfall. Likewise, the second sentence in column A simply tells that medical frontliners stay in the hospital, but you can infer from the second sentence in column B that the medical frontliners are staying in the hospital for a long time. Do you see the difference now? Despite having similar intentions, the two sets of sentences presented above are expressing unlike contexts due to the use of verbs. Therefore, the use of a range of verbs can suggest emotional response or reaction from the listener or the reader. Before we proceed with our discussion, I want you to prepare your learning activity sheets in English Quarter 1 Week 6, a pen, and a paper. Did you know that there are three types of verbs? These are action verbs, linking verbs or copulative verbs, and helping verbs. An action verb or dynamic verb describes an action, activity, or possession. These are verbs that are used to tell or describe when someone or something is doing something. For example, I sleep today. I wash my clothes. I celebrate my birthday. All of these sentences express action, which is the main purpose of an action verb. You must also remember that action verbs can be transitive or intransitive. When an action verb is transitive, it has an object that receives the action. For example, Roseanne teaches English to grade 8 learners. The word English is the object that receives the action expressed by the verb teaches, therefore it is transitive. On the other hand, an action verb is intransitive when it has no object to receive the action. For example, Roseanne teaches enthusiastically. This sentence has no object to receive the action expressed by the verb, therefore it is intransitive. Another type of verb is linking verb, also called copulative verb. This type of verb is used to describe an appearance or action of the subject or the noun phrase in a sentence. These are linking words that are used to connect the subject of the sentence to its predicate or the subject complement. Let us have our first example. Ma'am Che was a volunteer nurse before. The verb was links the subject Ma'am Che to its subject complement nurse. Another example. The medical frontliners seem energetic despite working non-stop. The linking verb seems describes the appearance of the subject medical frontliners and connects it to its subject complement energetic. If you will observe the sentence pattern, linking verbs follow the subject linking verb subject complement pattern or SLVSC pattern. Subject complement can be a noun just like in the first example, Ma'am Che was a volunteer nurse before, or an adjective just like in the second example, the medical frontliners seem energetic despite working non-stop. Moving forward, we have another type of verb to add on our list, and that is the helping verb. This type of verb is used before action or linking verb to convey additional information regarding aspects of possibility like the helping verbs can and could, or time like the helping verbs was, did, and has. Let us have our first example. Parents should teach their children proper hand washing. The modal should help the main verb teach. The main verb together with its helping verb is called verb phrase. In the sentence, parents should teach their children proper hand washing, the verb phrase is should teach. Another example. Public commuters must wear a face shield. The modal must help the main verb wear. The verb phrase in this sentence is must wear. Now, you might have noticed that helping verbs and linking verbs are somewhat alike. So how do we distinguish a helping verb from a linking verb? Let us analyze these sentences. Reyna was promoting the Piso para sa Laptop online campaign that recently went viral on Facebook. Reyna was a supporter of the said campaign. In sentence 1, the main verb promoting follows the verb was, which means that this verb is a helping verb for it helps the main verb promoting. However, in sentence 2, there is no other verb that follows the verb was, therefore it cannot be classified as a helping verb. In this case, it is a linking verb that describes the subject, Reyna. Aside from action, linking, and helping verbs, we also have another type of verb which is called stative verbs. A stative verb or a state verb shows or describes a state or condition that does not change. It can describe a mental or emotional state of being as well as mental state that does not change. For example, Miriam knows how to manage her business well. The verb knows is a state verb that describes a mental state that does not change. Another example, many people believe that this pandemic will soon pass. The stative verb believe describes an emotional state that can continue for a long or indefinite period. Now, you might be wondering why you have to learn the different types of verbs in conveying an emotional response or reaction to an issue to persuade. I will tell you the reason right away. Using the different types can change the context of the sentence and can become an effective tool to persuade your reader or listener. If you want to get through the heart and mind of your readers or listeners, you must be careful in using words and phrases and how they will affect them. One way is to consider using active or passive voice. Use active voice if you want to emphasize actors and actions, but if you want to do the opposite, that is the time for you to use passive voice. Let us have these examples. Congress denies ABS-CBN franchise renewal. ABS-CBN franchise was denied by Congress. Sentence 1 emphasizes the actor, which is the Congress, and the action, which is denies, which made the sentence an active voice. However, In sentence 2, the actor and the action are no longer emphasized because the sentence is in passive voice. Another way is to consider transforming common phrases into vivid verbs to emphasize an action. For example, instead of using the verb denies in the sentence Congress denies ABS-CBN franchise renewal, you can put more emotion or impact in your sentence by replacing the verb denies with the verb turned down. As a result, the sentence will be Congress turned down ABS-CBN application for franchise renewal. It has a heavier message than the first one, right? That also explains how the use of a range of verbs can provide additional context to your sentences when responding to certain issues that can also make you more convincing to your target audience. Now that we are done with the discussion, I hope your knowledge about verbs has become wider than before. If there are some concepts that you find hard to understand or ideas that are still unclear to you, you may contact your English teacher so that he or she can help you. On the other hand, if you think everything is clear to you and you have no further questions, that only means you are now ready for the activities. In that case, let's get started. Now, let us see if you understood our lesson. In your LAS, you have 5 or more items per activity. What we will do now is we will take the first item and try to explain why it is the answer. Then, you will do the succeeding ones on your own. For the first activity, read the following sentences on your LAS and identify what verb type is used in each sentence. Write AV for action verb, SV for stative verb, or LV for linking verb. Make sure you follow the instructions, okay? For item number 1, I enjoyed watching Filipino television dramas. What type of verb is used in this sentence? Is it an action verb, a stative verb, or a linking verb? I will give you 10 seconds to answer the question and your time starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is SV or stative verb. The verb used in this sentence is the word enjoyed. The verb enjoyed is a stative verb because it describes an emotional state that does not change or can last for a long period of time. Understood? Now try to answer the other items.
30. 20. 10. 5.
'Let's check if you got the correct answer. Rose and Marie dreams of owning a big shop. The verb dreams is a stative verb. Putting up an online business is a wise investment. The verb is a linking verb. Many of the medical personnel look tired and sleepless. The verb look is a linking verb. Some people enrolled themselves to free online courses. The verb enrolled is an action verb. Kagawad Gutierrez orders face shield for his fellow barangay officials. The verb orders is an action verb. Juvie becomes an online seller after being affected by the lockdown. The verb becomes is a linking verb. The government requires the wearing of the face shield in public transportation. The verb requires is an action verb. Some medical personnel stays in the hospital beyond their working hours. The verb stays is a linking verb. Many hospitals need more medical equipment and facilities to accommodate the increasing number of patients. The verb need is a stative verb. Good job! Let us now proceed to the next activity. For activity B, you have to transform the following statements from your last into more emotionally appealing sentences using a range of verbs. The first item has been done for you. From the sentence, the doctors and nurses in the hospital are using improvised personal protective equipment, it transformed into the doctors and nurses in the hospital are struggling with improvised personal protective equipment. Changing the verb phrase are using into are struggling made the sentence more emotionally appealing. Now it's your turn to transform the rest of the statements in your last.
30. 20. 10. 5. 30. 20. 10. 5.
'For activity C, read and complete the following statements with your short reactions or response to the situations, issues, and scenarios using a range of verbs. Write your answer on the space provided in your last. For this activity, you simply need to complete each statement by using a range of verbs. For example, in item number 1, what do you think the government will do to solve the problem of having inadequate medical facilities and supplies for medical personnel and COVID-19 patients? By answering this question, you can complete the statement in item number 1. You just have to repeat the process for the rest of the items in your last for you to finish this task. I know you can do it. Let's go!
30. 20. 10. 5. 30. 20. 10. 5. 30. 20. 10. 5.
'For activities D and E, you have to analyze each scenario for you to be able to give accurate responses. Make sure you read each instruction carefully before you start answering. During the enhanced community quarantine period, Kuya Landa taught his daughter, Diane, how to cultivate a home vegetable garden, which could be a source of food and possible income for their family. Based on the picture, write 5 sentences with verb phrases that appeal to emotion about the benefits of home gardening. Place your answers on the space provided on your last. You have 3 minutes for this activity and your time starts now. limited public transportation, Nurse Joy is thinking of buying a bicycle but hesitant because she does not know how to use it. Help her decide by writing a paragraph about your thoughts on the benefits of biking and on the current condition of our public mass transportation. Place your paragraph on the space provided on your last, and you may use a separate sheet of paper if needed. The rubric for your output in Activity E is here in case you might want to read it first before you start writing. Now let us see how well you reflect on the lesson you have studied. What part of the lesson did you enjoy most? In what activity or activities did you experience difficulties? Why? Among all the activities that you have done, which one is the most significant or memorable? Why? Is there improvement in your language and communication skills now? Why? Congratulations! You have successfully finished our lesson in English 8 Quarter 1 Week 6. In this video lesson, you have learned how to use a range of verbs to convey emotional response or reaction to an issue to persuade. You have also learned the different types of verbs and the importance of choosing the right word to convey the right message to your readers or listeners. Don't forget these learnings, for you can carry them with you as you move forward to the next level. Congratulations for finishing this video lesson, and may you continue doing well in the succeeding lessons. Again, I am Ma'am Karen, and I hope you enjoy learning with me. Have a nice day and stay safe.